I would think so. We're probably getting ready to go through the recession playbook, more likely than not. Sometime, I don't know whether it started now or whether it started 2 months ago. You always find out, and you're always surprised about when recession officially starts. But I'm assuming we're going to go into one. There's a specific playbook around that. Term premium gets put back into a variety of assets, into bond markets, into stock markets, and that's obviously what's happening. So you're seeing multiples compress in the stock market, as they should, and you're starting to see bond markets sell off because, again, term premiums being put back into them. So I would say when we get into that recession, there will be a point when the Fed stops hiking. There will be a point when it starts.
Hello, welcome back again with a new video of the Bitcoin. Bitcoin and Ethereum will go to the moon. Why Paul Tudor Jones and the JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon believes us we are in near the middle of the recessions. Before we start the video, as usual, subscribe to the Bitcoin Thinking channel and turning on the red notifications button so you'll never miss any of our new videos. So back to the main topics on.
To either slow down or even at some point it'll reverse those cuts, and when that happens, you'll probably have a massive rally in a variety of beaten down inflation trades. Well, we've got rates at unemployment rates at 3.6%, I believe. It's very possible we haven't even started yet. It's very possible that when the NBR goes back and says, here's when the recession officially started, that it'll be somewhere within a month or two of now. Maybe, I doubt, again, with the unemployment rate so low, that they would date it earlier than this. They look at 6 or 7 different measures, and you're always surprised.
An interview with the YouTube channel CNBC, billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones believes the United States economy is on the near or already in the middle of the recessions, as the Federal Reserve rushed to tamp down the soaring inflation with the aggressive rate hikes. During his recent interview with the CNBC, Paul Tudor Jones explained why it's time to deploy the recession's playbook. Legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones, CIO at the Tudor Investments, joins the CNBC Squawk Box ahead of the JP Morgan's Robinhood Investors Conference to discuss the Federal Reserve's inflation in terms of the inflation and the more. We are talking about the inflations. Inflation's like a toothpaste. Once you get it out the tube, you can't back it. The Fed is furiously trying to wash the taste out of their mouth. If we go into recession, that is a really negative consequences for a variety of assets. John shared his thought on the current states of the global economy, noting that the believes the United States was headed for a recession if it was not already in one. I would think we are probably getting ready to go through the recession's playbook, predicting that the 2020s would be definitely by a focus on the debt dynamics, fiscal defects, and the policy that gives people confidence in the long-run value of the currency. Bitcoin, Ethereum will go to much higher post-recessions, Paul Tudor Jones says that. Legendary investor Paul Tudor Jones has reformed his belief in the crypto, saying that scarce digital assets will have value in the future. He also said that the Bitcoin Ethereum could benefit from rising inflation and the weak macroeconomic conditions due to their scarcity. He argued that the United States economy is either in the heading for a recession and that the markets could rally if the Federal Reserve stops hiking interest rates to combat inflation. Stanley Druckenmiller shared similar views to the Jones last month, pointing out that economic turmoil could highest crypto's value. Check out first that tweet. Paul Tudor Jones, in a time where there's too much money in the fiscal spending, Bitcoin and Ethereum will have value. Interviewer at the value much higher than where we are today. PTJ, oh yeah, I think so. Big boys understanding Bitcoin is at investment hedge, cash is out of the bag. Of course, current monetary conditions are in the trending in the opposite directions for the time being. Just starting the Bitcoin is now viewed as a gauge for the liquidity conditions. That's a big deal for the legitimations of this asset, Dimon. On the interview with the YouTube channel CNBC, JP Morgan Chase co-CEO Jamie Dimon said that United States and the global economy could tip into recessions by the mid of the next year.
Around the world and sovereign markets and people selling U.S. Treasury debt, and it's the war. And these are very, very serious things, which I think are likely to push the U.S. And the world. I mean, Europe is already in a recession, and they're likely to put U.S. in some kind of recession 6-9 months from now.
In an interview with the CNBC on Monday, Dimon listed rising interest rates and Russia's invasion of the Ukraine as factors stoking the risk of the downtrends in 2023. These are very, very serious things which I think are likely to push the United States and the world. I mean, Europe is already in recessions and they're likely to put the United States in some kind of the recession 6 to 9 months from now. Dimon said that. Dimon said early signs of distress were evident in the financial system, pointing to the depressed markets for initial public offerings and the high yield debt deals, and anticipated the pain would soon spread into other areas. This is serious. JP Morgan's Jamie Dimon warned the United States are likely to tip into recessions in 6 to 9 months. JP Morgan says CEO Jamie Dimon on the Monday warned that a very, very serious mix of the headwinds was likely to tip both the United States and the global economy into recessions by the middle of the next year. Dimon, chief executive of the largest bank in the United States, said that the United States economy was actually still doing well at present and the consumers were likely to be in a better shape compared to the 2008 global financial crisis. But you can talk about the economy without talking about the stuff in the future, and this is the serious stuff. Dimon told CNBC Juliana Tetelbaum on Monday that the JPMT Stores conference in London. Check out all the tweets of JP Dimon in terms of the inflations and recessions. Recession expected in 6 to 9 months, warns JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. 6 to 9 months, that's how much time Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan Chase & Co., gives the United States and global economy before they slip into a recession. When the CEO of one of the world's biggest banking institutions says, how can we discredit that? Moreover, the World Bank, International Monetary Fund, IMF, Goldman Sachs and the Morgan Stanley have also warned about the recessions. 6 to 9 months, that's how much time Jamie Morgan, the CEO of the JP Morgan Chase & Co., gave the United States and the global economy before they slip into a recession. When the CEO of one of the world's biggest banking institutions says, how can we discredit that? The fears of an impending recession next year may not be a far-fetched after all. JP Morgan CEO has joined a growing list of the banking giant who foresee economic turmoil. Europe is already reeling under economic strain. Soon the United States and the rest of the world may also join it. In an interview with CNBC, Dimon talked about the serious headwinds that will likely push the United States and the global economies into recession. He said, Europe is already in recession and they are likely to put the United States in some kind of the recession 6 to 9 months from now. Diamond production is based on multiple indicators and the global issues, surging inflation, rising interest rates, and the Federal Reserve's decisions to end a quantitative easing and the Russian-Ukraine war, among other factors, and will affect the economy, he said. Diamond warning does not end there. He even mentions that some victims who are going to feel the burden of the recession first. According to him, credit markets will press the panic button first. It might be ETFs, it might be a country, it might be something you don't suspect. Dimon underlined his predictions with some advice. He mentioned previous economic crisis that came out of nowhere and said, I think you could have predicted the time that is probably will happen. He advised people to be cautious and raise money now if they need that. Paul Tudor Jones tamps down Bitcoin bullishness. The legendary hedge fund manager spoke with CNBC about inflation, the Fed and crypto. I still have a minor collections of Bitcoin, said Paul Tudor Jones during a CNBC appearance on the Monday morning. He said that in the interview, could see allocating as much as 5% of his assets of Bitcoins to the United States Federal Reserve's continue on its path of the monetary debasement. His remarks at that time helped to pump crypto prices, then already in a bull market, even higher. Billionaire Paul Tudor Jones expects Bitcoin price to be much higher than today. Billionaire hedge fund manager Paul Tudor Jones says cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, will be at a high much value than the we are today. Confirming that the still owns Bitcoin, the famed hedge fund manager revealed that always has a small allocations of the Bitcoin in his portfolio. Billionaire investors and renowned hedge fund managers Paul Tudor Jones talked about Bitcoin and the United States economy in an interview with CNBC Monday. Jones is the founder of the asset management firm Tudor Investments Corp. According to the Forbes, his current net worth $7.5 billion. Replying to our questions about Bitcoin, it used a hedge fund against inflation and whether he sells some Bitcoin, Jones said, as we talked already about that. I have always had a small allocating to Bitcoin. In a time we are hard too much money, too much fiscal spending, something like crypto, specifically Bitcoin and Ethereum, that will have high value at the same time. As usual, again, I'm talking about I'm not your financial advisor. If you want to invest in the cryptocurrency, so first contact your financial advisors. That's it for today's. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel's Bitcoin Thinking and turning on the red notifications button. So see you next time.